Welcome to the World Final 2025 roundup, the biggest day in the BriSCA F1 season, the one that they all want to win. The day started with the time trials, which saw Roy Patoom fastest and take inside row 3 alongside 152 Gert-Jan Glock. Before we get into the race, we got confirmation today that next year's World Final is at Bradford on September 26th, so 2 weeks after the F2 and Saloon Weekender at Northampton. No confirmation yet if it's a 2 or 3 day weekender. All we know is that World Final day itself is on September 26th at Bradford. A very wet start to the meeting in Heat 1. Joe Booth won a slow and muddy race, holding off a last bender from James Morris after a caution wiped out Joe Booth's half-lap lead. Heat 2 was dry, and after leading for a while, Chris Cowley got passed by Jordy Pikkert after getting held up and going into a tyre by a lapped car, who went on to win the race with the track now looking real good on the inside line. Heat 3 started with Austin Moore going for a little ride on H215 but carrying on. Freya Finnegan led for the first half of the race before Mark Whittle took over, as H496 then took over with 5 to go, and a caution came out which bunched the field together for a few laps of action. H496 Cross Peach kept his cool and went on to win. That was the heat action then. Next was the 2025 World Final after some track prep. Tom Harris got the jump, and after a little tap from Frank was away. Bit of carnage in turn 1 and 2 with a stoppage saw some drivers out. Unsure why it wasn't a complete restart, but it is what it is. Second restart, Roy Patoom had his eyes on Tom and put him into the wall. Both wall riding let Craig Finnegan get to the lead. Ashley England came out of nowhere to take out Craig Finnegan on turn 3 and 4, let Lee Fairhurst and Tom Harris through. Harris led on a restart, and there he would stay, becoming a 6-time world champion and getting 3 in a row. Big congratulations to Tom. Also, a little controversial moment, Charlie Sauter was a lapped car, let Matt Newsom pass, then put him into the wall as payback in turn 1 and 2. Tom joins Dave Chisholm, Stuart Smith Sr. and Andy Smith as the only drivers to win 3 in a row. Second was Jelly Tesla and third Lee Fairhurst. Constellation 1 was won by Ryan Harrison after passing long-time leader Jack Mears. Constellation 2 was won by Matt Newsom, who had some words for Charlie Sauter. He won it on the last lap, passing Craig Finnegan. The Harry Smith Memorial was the final, and that was won by Ryan Harrison for 5 straight Kings Lynn wins. Adam Joyce gave it a go for the lead, but during a stoppage with 2 laps to go, the car didn't start and he pulled into the centre. One Grand National in the meeting won by 418 Nils Tesla after the long-time leader Peter Susan got caught up. And the last race was the Dash for Cash in memory of Paul with a £5 prize fund. And it was a stat grid full of English and overseas. I'm not going to lie, it wasn't as exciting as first thought. Now, that is me watching through a live stream, so I'm sure there would have been stuff missed. Obviously, a small battle between Harris and Harrison would have given us a look at what next year looks like. Bobby Griffin it was, though, who took the win with Callum Gill second and Danny Wayneman third. That is your lot then for World Final Night 2025. The baton is passed to Bradford in 2026 for what I'm sure will be another fantastic night as Tom looks to go for 4 in a row and gold number 7. Next to the World Masters, so be sure to subscribe for another roundup of this World Final weekend.